So yeah, I had a crazy idea 3 years ago to throw a carnival for those who were experiencing.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have once again landed themselves in controversy after reportedly receiving yet another fabricated PR accolade, this time from Time magazine. The pair, often spotted mingling at lavish celebrity gatherings, were recently listed among Time's 100 most influential people of 2025. However, beneath the glitz and smiles, whispers around Hollywood suggest the couple have effectively been canceled following shocking allegations about how they actually earned their place on the list. According to multiple reports, the supposed honor was far from genuine. Insiders claim that Reynolds and Lively allegedly secured their inclusion through calculated manipulation and financial influence rather than authentic achievement. When Time released the list on 16th of April, social media was quick to erupt with skepticism, with many accusing the couple of buying their way onto it. What was meant to be a symbol of prestige has instead spiraled into a scandal, exposing what some are calling one of Hollywood's dirtiest PR operations. Industry sources allege that the couple's team funneled more than $1 million through PR firms and marketing agencies to influence editors, shape favorable media coverage, and restore their public image at a time when both were facing increasing backlash. The move appears to have been part of a larger campaign to reinforce their relevance and maintain their image as a power couple. Blake Lively's individual inclusion in particular has drawn suspicion. Many observers noted that her selection seemed linked to a donation she made to the NAACP back in 2019, a generous act, but hardly recent enough to justify her ranking among 2025's most influential figures. Critics have argued that if old donations are enough to qualify, half of Hollywood could be on the list, turning the whole exercise into little more than a PR stunt. Further scrutiny has fallen on Time's owner, Salesforce billionaire Mark Benioff, who is known for his close connections with Hollywood elites, regularly hosting exclusive events attended by major figures from both business and entertainment. Benioff has been photographed alongside powerful insiders such as Ari Emanuel, fueling speculation about a tightly knit network where influence, favors, and friendships operate as the true currency. What should have been a crowning achievement for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively has instead exposed the darker reality of modern celebrity culture, where prestige can be purchased, narratives can be engineered, and influence can be more about optics than substance. In the court of public opinion, their reputations may never fully recover, proving that while money can buy attention, it can't buy authenticity. Experts have long observed that Time magazine's lists tend to favor sponsors and business allies. And considering that Ryan Reynolds' company, Maximum Effort, has reportedly collaborated with Salesforce on marketing campaigns, it's no surprise that questions are being raised about whether such professional connections played a part in the couple's inclusion on the magazine's prestigious list. In Hollywood, agents, publicists, and marketing strategists often work hand in hand to map out every move for their clients. "You'll get this, and that if we go to Time," as one insider bluntly put it. The financial incentives behind such recognition are immense. Forbes estimates that being named among Time's 100 most influential can boost a celebrity's endorsement income by as much as 30%. Translating to millions in potential deals for Reynolds and Lively through brand partnerships and media exposure. Yet the mounting controversy surrounding their alleged payment for inclusion now threatens to undermine those gains. Critics note that many of the same sound bites from their Time 100 interview have been recycled endlessly across outlets, turning what should have been a celebration of achievement into a debate over ethics. With growing public suspicion, Time magazine's credibility itself is being questioned. Recent surveys reveal that nearly 70% of readers now doubt the authenticity of its rankings, viewing them less as genuine acknowledgments of influence and more as pay-to-play schemes. For many, this latest episode has stripped away the facade, exposing what they see as a manipulative and corrupt media institution. The backlash has been fierce. Social media erupted with hashtags such as #Time4Transparency, demanding accountability from both the publication and the couple. Reynolds and Lively, once admired for their humor and relatability, are now facing intense scrutiny as audiences begin to question whether their public personas are just another carefully managed illusion. This scandal also poses a wider question about the entertainment industry itself. How often do wealth and influence dictate recognition? The timing of Time's announcement seems far too convenient to be coincidental. It arrived just as Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were facing negative press connected to Justin Baldoni's ongoing lawsuit, a controversy that was casting shadows on their reputation. Their sudden placement on such a prominent platform effectively redirected the spotlight away from that legal drama and back onto their supposedly inspiring image. Reynolds' inclusion in the most influential companies section for maximum effort only reinforced what many view as a strategic maneuver designed to reshape the narrative. As the story unfolds, what emerges isn't just a tale of celebrity vanity, it's a reflection of Hollywood's darker undercurrent, a world that thrives on power plays, networking, and transactional loyalty. While Baldoni fights to clear his name, Lively and Reynolds appear to be leveraging their influence to silence critics and secure their positions, playing a high-stakes game where reputation and integrity are treated like bargaining chips. Yet the cracks in their polished facade are starting to show. Industry insiders and journalists are now pulling back the curtain, revealing whispers of resentment within Hollywood itself. Anonymous crew members have painted an unflattering picture of Blake Lively behind the scenes, describing her as demanding, unapologetic, and often unwilling to take responsibility for her actions. One source even referred to her as a mean girl, calling her behavior exhausting. As the glitter fades, what's left is a growing sense that the public, and perhaps even the industry, are no longer buying what Ryan and Blake are selling. The charm that once defined them is wearing thin, and the image they worked so hard to construct may finally be collapsing under its own artifice. At this point, some observers have joked that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively should simply sack their entire PR team, as the situation has become a masterclass in self-inflicted damage. Ryan, despite his reputation for charm and wit, hasn't escaped criticism either. Industry insiders suggest that his constant reliance on PR strategy and polished humor is beginning to wear thin, with his once-beloved nice guy persona increasingly viewed as more of a marketing creation than a reflection of his real character, especially by those who have worked closely with him. As one source put it, it's all starting to feel deceptive. He's a charmer, sure, but people are beginning to see through it. Even those who once defended him, including colleagues like Tim Miller and T.J. Miller, are said to have realized how easily his charisma can disarm and manipulate. Meanwhile, support for Justin Baldoni is growing steadily. Despite keeping a remarkably low profile throughout the chaos, Baldoni has reportedly gained the quiet backing of prominent directors and actors who respect his integrity and professionalism. Hollywood has always loved an underdog, and his calm composure amid the controversy has only strengthened his reputation. As one insider put it, everyone's coming out to defend Justin because they see his core values and integrity. By contrast, Blake Lively appears to be facing a widening backlash. What began as subtle whispers has turned into open rejection from within the industry. A growing number of high-profile figures are said to be distancing themselves from her, and these aren't minor names. Ariana Grande, for example, reportedly declined a potential collaboration outright, stating that authenticity remains her top priority. She allegedly found Blake's tone-deaf approach during advocacy work a deal-breaker, a sentiment that carries particular weight given Ariana's own efforts to remain true to her voice. Others have followed suit. Cara Delevingne, known for her honesty and directness, has privately expressed disapproval of Blake's increasingly manufactured image. Zendaya, often hailed as the embodiment of effortless cool, is said to have withdrawn from a joint project with Blake, officially citing creative differences, though insiders suggest her decision was rooted in values rather than logistics. Zendaya, who consistently chooses projects aligned with her principles, apparently found Blake's calculated PR tactics unpalatable, sending a quiet but unmistakable signal that ethics still matter. Then there's Margot Robbie, whose disapproval was more visible and more cutting. Fans quickly noticed that she had unfollowed Blake on social media following the Time magazine scandal. Margot later voiced criticism of manipulative PR maneuvers that prioritize buzz over genuine talent, a remark widely interpreted as a pointed reference to Blake. Coming from one of Hollywood's most respected figures, the gesture added significant weight to the growing sense of rejection surrounding the couple. Meanwhile, online communities have also taken notice. A post shared in a Team Justin Baldoni forum recently highlighted industry chatter about more celebrities preparing to speak out in support of Baldoni. Sources close to the actor claim that several directors, producers, and co-stars have privately vowed not to collaborate with Blake Lively in solidarity with Justin, viewing his measured approach and moral integrity as the antithesis of the artificial world of PR spin surrounding her and Ryan. In the end, the contrast couldn't be clearer. As Blake and Ryan's reputations appear to unravel under the strain of exposure and mistrust, Justin Baldoni's quiet authenticity is earning him allies and admiration across Hollywood. It's a stark reminder that while image can be crafted, integrity must be earned. And in this case, the industry seems to have chosen its side. All anyone seems to be talking about lately is this scandal. And frankly, people are growing tired of it. While Blake Lively bears the brunt of the backlash, Ryan Reynolds isn't escaping unscathed either. Celebrities who once counted him as a friend are now quietly distancing themselves. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who once shared easy on-screen chemistry with Ryan, has reportedly put their professional relationship on pause. Even Emma Stone, a former co-star, has turned down an endorsement deal linked to Ryan's company, citing concerns about maintaining her authenticity. It's a telling reminder that Hollywood's dazzling facade often runs on public relations and spin. But once the cracks begin to show, the entire structure can collapse. And Ryan and Blake are discovering the hard way that charm alone can't rescue a reputation when the industry's power players start to turn away. Rumors have swirled about past tensions, claims of harassment, icy premieres, and PR feuds that have only deepened the divide. Ryan Reynolds, once celebrated as the quick-witted king of viral marketing, is now facing a notable shift in Hollywood's perception of him. His ability to sell gin, mobile plans, and cheeky superhero films remains unmatched, but not everyone is buying into his polished persona anymore. Several well-known figures have decided to slow down, or completely end, both professional and personal ties with him. Even his public remarks have raised eyebrows. Lines like, "I've realized I'm too big to fail, I just crush my enemies and drink their blood," assumed to be tongue-in-cheek, haven't helped his public image. Legal experts have dismissed such comments as irrelevant to any formal proceedings, suggesting they're more about shaping the public narrative than anything substantive. Jake Gyllenhaal, once seen as a potential collaborator, has reportedly stepped back due to personal differences. Known for valuing sincerity and emotional authenticity, as seen in films like Nightcrawler and Brokeback Mountain, Jake is said to have been put off by Ryan's overly calculated PR strategies. Publicly, Gyllenhaal has emphasized his preference for genuine collaboration over charm and branding, signaling that he's not interested in partnerships where marketing outweighs meaning. Behind the scenes, even Ryan's famed friendship with The Rock is said to be strained. Insiders suggest Dwayne Johnson, respected for his straightforward and grounded approach, has grown weary of Ryan's tendency to overplay his nice guy persona for the cameras. Though neither has spoken publicly about it, whispers around Hollywood hint that their much-admired bromance may be on indefinite hold. Emma Stone, ever the master of balancing blockbuster fame with indie credibility, has also quietly withdrawn from her endorsement deal with Ryan's company, Maximum Effort. Her decision reportedly stems from a desire to preserve her authentic image and to avoid being seen as complicit in Ryan's increasingly divisive branding tactics. It's not only the A-listers keeping their distance. Rising actors are now openly criticizing what they see as Ryan's manipulative, outdated approach to media and publicity, a strategy that relies too heavily on spin rather than substance. In a new era that values transparency and relatability over carefully managed PR, Ryan's once charming image is beginning to feel, well, Just a bit too manufactured. This is how they do it, everyone. This is how they manipulate us. If there's one thing Hollywood adores more than a grand comeback, it's a powerful move made behind the scenes. The Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively saga has become a masterclass in how the industry's elite use influence and connections to shape narratives and control outcomes, giving us a rare glimpse behind the curtain of this glittering yet often murky world. Recently, people have been saying that Leighton and I were frenemies. It's that strange idea, friends but also rivals. They see our on-screen characters and want that tension to be true in real life. It's as though they crave drama, wanting our off-screen lives to mirror the chaos of television. It's odd, really, because you never hear rumors about the men. No talk of Penn and Chase secretly despising each other or being locked in petty competition. It's always the women who are pitted against one another. Hollywood isn't simply about talent. It's about who you know. Deals are struck over cocktails at exclusive retreats and behind closed doors in luxury resorts, where billionaires, celebrities, and media moguls mingle, exchanging favors that can make or destroy careers. Want your name on a prestigious list or your face on a magazine cover that conveniently distracts from bad press? These are the rooms where the real magic, or manipulation, happens. Time magazine is now owned by Mark Benioff, the billionaire CEO of Salesforce. He's a major player in this intricate web of influence, straddling both the media and tech worlds. Benioff has reportedly used his position to shape narratives that serve his powerful circle. Take a look at this. There's Mark Benioff alongside Rahm Emanuel, the politician and brother of super agent Ari Emanuel, at a high-profile event. His close ties to Hollywood's most influential PR figures have only fueled speculation that Ryan and Blake's inclusion in Time magazine's honors had more to do with calculated alliances than genuine merit. What's remarkable is just how smoothly these maneuvers unfold. PR agencies and media executives work hand in glove behind the scenes, trading access, visibility, and loyalty for power and influence.